everybody, sorry for that. Hi guys, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I have been reading a book called Everyone Communicates, Feel Connect, and it's this book here, right here, and it is written by John C. Maxwell. A lot of us know who John C. Maxwell is. He's a world-renowned leader and leadership coach, and it's a book that talks about how communication is important, but how building connection with people can open doors for us and put us into spaces that we have never imagined. So I wanted to share what I've learned so far from the book, and I hope that some of you can take away something from this short video. So, firstly, there is a distinction between communication and connection. So, communication is basically, exchanging ideas, exchanging information from one person to another. So, it's like it's a two-way thing that aims to exchange ideas, exchange information. So, it's like the ability to exchange information. Whereas connection, as mentioned by John C. Maxwell, is the ability to relate with someone or with people in a way that increases your influence on them. Now, take that in, take a minute to take that in. It is the ability to relate to someone in a way that increases your influence on them. So, communication is like talking, having a normal conversation. But connection is getting to know the other person, understanding the other person, their values, their goals, something about them that increases your influence on them. And John C. Maxwell shared about how he liked to be on the good side of his mother, and his mother used to spank him and his brother whenever they did something wrong. So he always wanted to do something good so that he would be on the good side of his mother. So he would connect with his mother in a way where he influences the mother so that the mother does not spank him. Now that is like a scenario that differentiates between communication and connection. So every type of communication relates back to one thing, relates back to how we put ourselves out there and in front of an audience, within a group. It's always about understanding the other person. So communication is you and I talking. Connection is about the other person. Connection is trying to understand the other person. So John C. Maxwell tries to emphasize on this, and he says, connecting is never about you. So if you're in a room, you're trying to get to know someone, you should not always talk about you. I did this, I did that, I succeeded in this, I excelled in this. No, connection is when you try to talk about the other person. You did that. How did you do it? What are the strategies you used? So we are not talking about me, we're talking about them. Understanding the way they did what they did is the first way that you can influence this person. And influence in a way that you can communicate with them, influence in a way where you have shared values, shared beliefs, shared vision. So like, let's say for example, you met someone in a conference, and you're talking the whole time about yourself. There's no connection there because you are talking about yourself the entire time. But if you try to give the spotlight to the other person, if you try to ensure that this other person is heard, this other person is, you try to show them that they matter, then you are connecting with them. So John C. Maxwell kind of summarizes this whole book, or at least the chapters of the book, by saying that you can have all the skills, you can have all the knowledge, you can have the resources, but if you do not have the ability to connect, then all of these resources, all of this knowledge, all of these skills are useless, because you won't be able to fully utilize them if you cannot build connection with other people.